So some of you guys may have heard of the original IP, Seven Knights. In fact, I spoke with my best friend about it the other day, and it's one of his favorite games. I had no earthly clue about it. I'm just now learning. And as you guys may have already known, I ruptured my Achilles. I'm incapacitated. I've been sitting on the couch looking and begging for a brand new mobile game to play. Thank God I got this sponsorship, because this was something that is so perfect for my current predicament. I've been playing a lot of this game for the past 4 to 5 days, learning all the ins and outs of it. Anyways, the original IP had a bolstering 100 million downloads worldwide. This thing was insanely popular, to the point where it motivated the development team to completely remake the game with enhanced visuals, quality of life changes, voice acting throughout the entirety of the story, as well as improved gameplay overall. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Seven Knights Rebirth in the spotlight for today's content, and I want to encompass everything it has to offer, so stick around. I also have a code so you can get a brand new meta-defining character, and I'm not kidding, this guy is actually really broken, for completely free. His rate up banner is up right now, but you don't even have to pull on it. You can get it for free. Just stick around. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. And if you end up liking what you see, don't forget to click the link down below in the description box or the pinned comment in the comment section to download Seven Knights Rebirth. Firstly, before we get into all of the gameplay, I want to briefly touch up on the story and what you can expect as you go into it. Seven Knights Rebirth reimagines the original game's world and storyline, following Evan and Karen as they embark on a journey to honor Evan's late grandfather by finding the true owner of some mysterious necklace. Now, the cool thing about this is you're going to get thrown into a prologue before this point, and this prologue is going to set up how that mysterious necklace is even existing. It's because you're going to be fighting off with these legendary Seven Knights heroes, some noble, some conflicted and corrupted, and they're going at it in the middle of battle. You're learning how to play the game while this is happening, and you kind of like get the gist that this is the end of the world. You're going up against this chaotic force of darkness and destruction, and it seems some of these knights are like, intuitively speaking, it's like they got led on by the darkness and you're trying to knock some sense into them. Ultimately though, the whole purpose of watching this is to kind of get that grasp of how powerful the Seven Knights are, how they protected the world from being destroyed, and then how that goes into the modern day Seven Knights Rebirth of today, where you're playing with the main protagonists, Evan and Karen. And that story is pretty much going to be the main protagonist going through it entirely and meeting the incarnations of the legendary heroes of the old being placed inside of the legendary heroes of today. Once again, some noble and some corrupted. And Kevin's obviously going to be in the middle of this, entangled in what appears to be some battle and struggle between the light and dark forces. In short, you'll be exploring themes of legacy, destiny, and rebirth amidst what seems to be a brewing war and preventing the world from being consumed by chaos. That pretty much wraps and encompasses up what the story premise is. If you're a fan of heroic tales, you're absolutely going to love it. And if you're somebody who's coming back from the original Seven Knights, I think there's nothing about this that you won't enjoy. There'll be a lot of nostalgia involved. That said, let's go ahead and go into what the gameplay is like, as well as the dynamic and structures of this game. All right, so let's start off by walking you guys through the dynamics of Seven Knights Rebirth. First off, you have your heroes over here. Now, I'm completely free to play, and the devs haven't given me anything into my account to give me some type of advantage over anybody who would come into this game. This is all acquired. It's something that pretty much anybody could do, provided your luck might look a little bit different than mine. However, Ace, the character you're looking at, first off, I have him fully ascended to 6 stars, and then I have Rachel fully ascended to 6 stars as well. Both of these 5-star characters you will get for completely free just by downloading the game. However, and these are legendary heroes, by the way. That's something that's important to take note of. If they're painted in gold, it's pretty standard. That's a legendary hero. If they're painted in like a purple, they're going to be what's equated to like a epic hero. In some games, in some jargons, it'll say like a 4-star version. But you might be a bit confused because you see I have 6 stars down here, then I have 4 stars on this legendary hero. This confused me as well at first. That's because their progressional system is just a bit different. The star system doesn't define the rarity of the character. It defines the power of the character in ascension format. You know how you can level characters all the way up in many gacha games and have the full power of them? That's the star system of this game. First, you power them up, and you see this +5, +1. You power them up. Once they're at +5, you can then do what's called a rank up. And what that does is it increases their star rank to the next star rank so they can get increased power when you +5 them again. And you can repeat that process until they go to full-blown 6 stars, like my Ace, my Tail, and my Rachel. I still have to work on these two, but that's how that operates. And I'll be honest, man, the game gave me plenty of characters to start off with. I got a ton of I would say 4-star or epic characters. On top of that, you got your fodder down here. You need this fodder to increase their power level so that you can rank them up to higher stars. They gave me a lot to start off with, and I'm still up here racking up stuff. The rubies are going to be your summoning currency, and this is going to be your currency you use to like spend money. Now, I want to show off Ace and Rachel's moves because this was one of the most impressive things. They gave these 2 characters out for completely free. There's a 3rd character you get for completely free. We're going to point him out, but I want to show you guys what these characters look like in battle. So it's your battle screen. You start off with a total of 5 characters, and you do also have a pet that contributes to your characters like performance. This pet gives all of my characters attack increase by 10%. So, and they always have this. It's always active. Different pets will have different perks and abilities that they can aid in the midst of battle. And then you have your whole entire team here. What I like about it is they got formations depending on your strategic, plans you're doing. Depending on the battle, you can put like 1 tank up front and 4 attacks in the back. You'll have a 5% attack boost for that. Well, right now I'm level 14. You can level up these formations to have higher efficacies. But that's really cool. Like you can also do where you have 4 tanks up front, 1 person in the back that's going to be all offense in the back. Look at that, much higher scaling for attack if you go for that formation. I love that because it just adds to the depth of the strategy. There's also skill queuing. This is actually very, very important, especially when you're doing certain modes like the power-up dungeon. Skill queuing allows you to queue up the skills you want to use as highest priorities so that you can get your strategic plan to pop off. I'll give you an example. You might not want to take any damage from some this monster's getting ready to do. Well, you can queue up this guy's Q1, which is going to give a barrier to your entire party. That'll be the first priority of Q, and then you can have soak it up that damage, which is very important. Or in some dungeons, you might want to freeze a enemy so that you can deal a lot of damage up front. Havenia's a unit that can actually freeze units, right? So you can come over here to her skills, click on this, and find the 65% chance to inflict freeze. There is effect hit rate involved in here, but you would put that character in there, and then you would go to Q, and you would say, I want Havenia, and let's make sure we got the right ability here. Nope, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Freeze. Yep. So I'll take that off, and I would say I want her to freeze first, and then I'll break that freeze with my Tails ultimate ability for some big damage. I love that because you can queue up to 1, 2, and 3 abilities for different characters. You can even do 2 abilities on the same character if you want, and that just helps with that starter phase when you're going up against those fights to overcome, because the game does start getting difficult. I don't know if you'll be able to do more than 3 abilities. I'm still progressing through the phase. Maybe you could do more as you get into the later phases of the game, but for now, 3 is pretty cool. Okay, so now that you guys got a bit of a gist of that, I want to show you the Hero Codex. Man, can I just say I love this game's structure of systems to where you can go and find particular characters, click on those characters, have a look at them, and you can even preview their skills without any interruption. This is actually so good for my content right now. So this is Rachel. This is one of the characters you get just for downloading the game completely free, a legendary who's actually really valuable in a number of modes. And I want to show you what those high quality animation skills look like. This is a 1-to-1 to how they would look in combat. That's her basic attack right there. This is her blazing strike. That's not even an ultimate. That's just a regular skill. Here's her actual ultimate ability. They go crazy on these ultimates, guys. They go crazy on these ultimates. And so the crazy thing is, you might be thinking that's a bit long, Smack, for a turn-based game. Well, they also have a system set up for that, for when you're trying to do efficiency grind and get through things as fast as possible. It's called simple mode and then short skill, which pretty much cuts the animation quality down to a minimum, as well as like makes them attack faster, just so you can get through those grinds. So it's not like you have to watch it, although I will say it's a beautiful like eye candy to watch, especially as somebody who loves turn-based gaming. One of the most important qualities of turn-based gaming for me is high quality animations. This is Ace. This is the other guy you're going to get for completely free. Base name, that's my son's name. So Already loving this dude. Dude, he looks so cool. I'm gonna be honest. I really love this guy, and he doesn't start off looking this way. As I said, you're gonna have like a basic version of him, but as you ascend him in star level, he evolves in his cosmetic look too, which is so freaking insane to me. But you slash him right there. He's got like that socket of bloom slash. Here's a skill. Super slick. And then here's his ultimate. His ultimate is so cool. I'll turn this volume up. Yeah, and like I said, these are one-to-ones to what you would see these characters do inside of combat as well. Now, there is, as I promised, one more character that you could get for completely free by simply putting in the code Kyle versus Teo 1016. Don't worry, just in case I said that wrong, I will have it printed in bold lettering on the screen for you to input. All you have to do is put that code in and you'll be able to redeem your free Kyle. This guy is an absolute monstrosity. He is a meta character. You will absolutely be getting a lot of value out of this dude. He's got this freaking chain type of ability set up. First of all, we just look at his like passive. His passive nullifies all damage for a set amount of turns. Bro, just don't even take damage for all you have to need for that is 3 attack heroes on the field, and he gets that for the first 3 hits. Then he gives himself a crit rate boost that's always active, permanent crit rate boost, and then he always prioritizes attacking one target, so he's a boss shredder, and that prioritized Eye of the Strong will enable him to inflict additional damage on that one target. But let's go ahead and take a look at his moves. You got that. You got the chains are just super cool, man. So that's him. And then finally, we've got Chain Burial. This is his ult. They go crazy on these, man. I'm telling you, they go super crazy on these abilities. Also, as you transcend this dude, his final form will look different from this. I'm still missing. Oh wait, they're already showing him. This is the 6-star version of him. That's super cool. Yeah. So if we go back to my version of him, mine's is not 6-star. So mine's is gonna look a little bit different. Yeah. So you can see that's how mine's looks. I actually like how this version of him looks too. You can talk to heroes, but it's just such a really cool aspect that your characters transform in aesthetic as you level them up. And you want to know what's even cooler? So Teo, one of the sickest characters in the game, he's got a costume where he's got a female version. Oh my goodness, man. So they're going to be dropping crazy costumes for these characters. Look at this. This is like a captain like, you know, bro, like what? They go crazy on these. If you get transcended, 2 copies of them, 2 dupes, you get this, which kind of like changes his hairstyle up a little bit. But I love his base fit. It looks really nice. Okay, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the Power Up Dungeon. This dungeon has a lot of strategy involved in it. It's also the dungeon you're going to be going to rank up your heroes. Remember, I was telling you how you want to get them to 6 stars, their final form. In order for you to do that, you got to come here and grind out these resources. This is going to be for like your champions that have like fire-oriented element, water-oriented element, earth particle, light, darkness. All of these will be needed to grind your characters to 6 stars. And in order for you to do that, you also got to have the right teams, because each one of these dungeons has a particular strategy to overcome them. And if you don't use that strategy, you will get bodied. And it goes up to floor 10. And I'm already hard stuck on some of these, trying to figure out some things. Thankfully, if you click on strategy down here, it actually tells you what champions or heroes you should be using to help these grinding phases be a bit more easier. Like this guy gives death immunity, just doesn't let you die. This is debuff removal. So this fight probably puts a lot of debuffs on you. Lucy and Chloe, whom I do own, and I love that it tells you who you own and who you don't, they can remove those debuffs. And then bleed is something, because it says it takes great damage from bleed. So if you have characters on your team that can inflict bleed on that boss, it's gonna make fighting it a hell of a lot easier. Same concept will apply to something like the Earth Particle Dungeon. In fact, I wanna go ahead and show you guys this. Evan's gonna be preventing you from getting stunned. And then I got 3 different burn characters on the team to inflict burn, so he can take great burn damage. So let's go ahead and click enter so I can show you guys what this looks like. You are required to use this currency up here, but you do get it back as you progress through the modes, and you can even use rubies to get more of that currency as well. It's called a Pookie token. But this is going to be my team. This guy inflicts burn. Rachel inflicts burn, and so does this person right here. They all inflict burn. This is my tank, and this will be a DPS to kind of help flesh out that damage. Another massive W for 7 Night Rebirths is it has repeat battle. So what you can do is you can click repeat battle, choose how many times you want to repeat this battle. So I only have 2 tokens, right? So if I wanted to, I can, like I said, I can replenish more tokens if I wanted to by using rubies. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can replenish those tokens and you can repeat the battle as many times as you want to and go away. You don't even have to like watch the game. You can turn the game off. It'll get it done while you're not even playing the game, which is very nice. But let me go ahead and show you what this strategy looks like. So this guy takes great damage from burn, right? And so I got 3 different characters on the team to apply burn. I queued up their abilities to be applied first. So he's got 3 stacks of burn up here right now. And next time he takes his turn, he's going to require burn. She's about to apply another burn. Yep. So that's 6 stacks of burn now. And so he took 5,300 damage. I don't know if you saw that chunk up there. And so that's kind of the idea when you're doing these power-up dungeons. You got to have a strategy involved that is going to be working to the betterment of your team going up against that particular dungeon. So this guy's got 6 stacks of burn, 2 different stacks from 3 different characters. Watch this, watch this. 8,060. You saw that big chunk taken away down there? And so that's how that works. If you're literally designing your team strategically, the dungeon's gonna be a lot easier to do because that burn, you just can't compete with how much damage it's doing. I'm actually gonna back out because I don't want it to consume my my last 2 freaking things on the Earth domain. Those things, you gotta grind them out for real. My Pookie tickets, I guess is what you call them. But you get the gist of it. This is going to be your power-up dungeons. You got to use different strategies. If you don't know what you're doing, just click on strategy down there. It'll tell you the characters that you can use that are going to help you overcome those. And that is what is going to be exactly what you're using to transcend your characters to 6 stars. Now, you might be asking yourself, Smack, does that that repeat battle mechanic, does that only work for the power-up dungeon? Absolutely not. It works in a lot of the modes. It works even in adventure mode. In fact, this is going to bring me to my next talking point. They have this mode that's called ruby farming right here. It's called ruby farming. And what's cool about this is these guys have incentivized you to not only level up your entire roster. So if I come over here, right, you're going to see I got a lot of characters over here. Level 1, level 1, level 1, level 1, level 1, even fodder that I'm not even going to be like playing with. If you level these characters up to 30, you get free rubies. Yes, the rubies you need to summon characters. If you level these up to 30, you'll get rubies for every single character you level up to 30. And it's not just like a one-time thing. If you get the same fodder down the line and you level up to 30, you get the rubies again. This has enabled you to farm rubies to summon characters for completely free as much as you want as you're going through the game. And I just think that's such an incredible system. Now, you do have to go from it to you have your adventure team, story progression, and you have ruby farming team. Ideally, the way you set it up is you go to repeat battle, right? And then you go, how many stamina? Your keys are your stamina, which is up here. How many keys do you want to use? You can use up to 40 or however much stamina you have, but you can use it and this will auto farm all your roster level 1s. When they hit level 30, it'll remove them from the party, put in new level 1s. So the idea here is to have one very strong hero to like carry them, to pretty much power level them through the repeat battles. As long as you got one very powerful hero back here, you can hit repeat battle and farm the living heck out of this game's rubies with all these new different like characters that you're taking up to level 30. So I want to give you a quick little gist of how this works. This is called repeat battle once again, and you can do this in a plethora of the game's modes. All you do is click minimize, right? And so see, he's over there bodying them. So I would click minimize. I could go away if I wanted to. I can close the game out entirely if I wanted to. And while I am AFK, this guy is completely bodying people right here. This is your little icon to let you know what phase of the repetitive battle and the power up ruby farming that you're on. And if I click this, it'll take me right back into the battle so that I can see what's going on. So as you can see, my team is super weak, right? And so the only guy who's really doing damage is the dude I put out there to carry them to level up, which is completely fine. Easy clap. He finished that. And then you'll see the level ups. Let's wait for it. level up, level up, level up, level up. So he's like power leveling them while I'm doing my own thing elsewhere, which is so freaking cool. And once again, that doesn't just apply to adventure mode. That's also something, repeat battle is something you can do in the power up dungeons as well. It's also something you can do when you're doing your raids and you're farming your in-game gear. As you can see, I'm going up against this big bad dragon, right? 10, 11, 12, 15. You start getting insanely high level gear. There's Ox King, there's Iron Devourer. These are 3 different raids with 3 different strategies involved, right? They do the same damn concept here where they give you some champions that are going to help you overcome that raid that you should probably try and build up on. But once you do get to a particular level, you can go to like 5. I can go to enter. It'll take me to my setup. You can click repeat battle and it'll do the exact same thing. Another thing is you got presets. So you can have your team set up for the different modes that require different strategies. I got to still work on that. I'm still getting through the game, but that is something that's really freaking cool. There's one more thing I want to mention in regards to like farming and leveling up your roster and having incentives to do things. Down here, you'll see it says Growth Expedition and Ruby Farming Expedition. And these things give you like tasks to do. And when you do these tasks, you get things like free summons and stuff. Attempt to enhance a hero 3 times. Let's do that right now. Let's power up a hero and let's try to enhance them 3 times just so you could see how this works. Right, so we got 1, 2, that's 2 tries right there with 10% chances. And let's just find one more and let's put enhance. Let's try 1, 2, 3. Okay, I failed all 3 times. It's all good because that built up a pity system too. And so now it says summon a pet 1 time, right? So we could summon a pet 1 time. We'll go over to pet summon and then we'll try and summon a pet 1 time. All right. This is actually the first time I'm summoning a pet. I've been like saving my stuff. This is the whole summon and how it looks, by the way. And then you'll see if you got anything cool. Okay, I didn't get anything crazy. All right, so we got we got a frog, a toad, easy money. And so once I click on this after I've done my little activities, Growth Expedition, you'll see you have goodies for you just waiting on you, right? So I've unlocked this, which is a common hero ticket. I've unlocked the Clear Advantage, which I can use to summon more pets, and I get some gold back. And there's a lot of other stuff too, like the Pookie token, tons of freaking rewards, just like sitting up in here loaded. Earlier, they gave me like a literal summon voucher to perform hero summons, right? So like there's a ton of rewards in here that you'll be doing day to day. And all you got to do is just knock out these little tasks passively as you're going by and do them at your own pace. There's no rush in it. Now over here at missions, this is the repeat mission I was telling you about. Level up heroes to level 30. This thing can stack up as much as you want it to stack up. Every time you're doing your Ruby farming, leveling up characters to 30, you'll come over here and you'll see 10 out of 1 and you'll just click claim all and it'll add up that 20 over and over and over again, which will be like 200 rubies added to your total rubies acquired. Now there's also a guild system as well as a arena for PvP. And then there's the infinite tower, which you can do at your own pace as well. And put that on a like automatic like ascend, which is what I was doing earlier. You just put next, click start, and it'll climb as much as it can. Put your best team there and just see how far it can climb. As you climb that tower, you'll get more and more rewards as well. There's a story event attached to Kyle that you could do right now. And as you're knocking out the objectives, the greatest assassin versus the greatest demon, you got your event shop that you're going to be getting all this stuff from, right? Challenge stage 1. Just go through the stages, it opens in 6 days on the second half, but you're going to be able to go to the event shop, exchange that currency for rate up hero summon voucher, which is your standard banner. And then you got legendary hero ticket, obtain 1 legendary hero at random. They've even got a rare legendary hero ticket, obtain 1 rare legendary hero at random. I can't believe they're giving out these kind of rewards in this event. Actually, that's pretty crazy. But you can play the little cinematic here where it's going to show off Kyle himself. This guy just came out October 16th. He literally just came out, and you can get them for completely free by once again putting in that code KyleBSteel1016. I'll have it pinned at the like bottom section of the video. But there's a badass cutscene between him and Teo fighting each other, and they're just duking it out. Full-blown anime promotional video where they're just going at it, 1v1 style. I got lucky on my summons, and I already acquired the Teo as well, because he's got a beginner rate banner, welcome rate up banner. I already got him in 40 pulls. In fact, I got 2 copies, one of him and then the some other guy that's like a shielder. But this dude is an absolute monster, man. His abilities are easily my favorite abilities in the entirety of the game. So far. I haven't played with a lot of the other characters, but this guy, Teo, is absolutely, he's got the sauce, man. He's got the aura, bro. Aura farms for days. Let me see if I can find him. Yeah, here we go. So here's Teo. Once again, if you want to, you can come over here to preview skills. Look at this. Regular skill, and then ultimate. I mean, they just go so, bro, they go crazy on these animations, dog. That's probably, I'm being honest, I think that's the most impressive animations I've seen in a gacha game. When you consider this is just a turn-based game, right? Like, bro, this shit is wild how crazy they go on them animations, man. I'm impressed. I'm deeply impressed with that. That's going to wrap it up. That's going to be all my thoughts for Seven Nights Rebirth. Once again, if you liked what you saw, don't forget to click the link down below in the description box or the pinned comment in the comment section to download the game right now. Input that code for the free Kyle. You get your free champions. Let me know what you guys think. If you want me to create a guild, I don't mind creating a guild as well. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace, love, and happiness, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.